T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
To the critic.
Oh man, we got us a pumpkin head.
A Wunkin head. That's right. I replaced the rookie critic. This is a retarded joke. I don't know what I'm fucking doing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm just like,
I don't know what to do.
I'll try to play off this, but
I don't have any jokes to play off it myself. I'm just like, I've never seen a pumpkin head movie, so I don't know what the fuck they say or nothing. So.
I have neither. But the monster looks freaking cool. Fucking fuck. Damn it. I think my horn is about head. All right, that might actually be the residue from washing the horn.
Oh.
And since it's already made its debut, might as well kick this off right away with
the Horn of Ceremony.
And we raise our glasses, our horns, and we imbibe to celebrate. I'm actually imbibing this time. I got some root beer and the last of the Canadian Club in the house.
Ooh.
Which, if you ever watch Mad Men, you see Don Draper, this classy, fucking suave womanizer, just pounding away every day in his office Canadian Club. I'm like, oh, that's got to be some fancy shit. And then I go to the liquor store, it's like bottom shelf.
Fancy bottom shelf shit. There you go.
And actually, mine might actually be Windsor, which is like even cheaper than it was the same shit. And yeah, it's just funny because there's this perception, but it's like throughout the show, it's like, oh, you want a drink? He's like, what do you drink? He's like, anything brown. Like he doesn't give a fuck. He just wants alcohol. He's an alcoholic. Yes. He just hides it well. He's a high functioning alcoholic. It's that show that got me into Canadian Club. I don't drink a lot though, so I really feel it pretty much every time. Even if I get like a tall boy, I'm like, oh, I feel a little buzzed.
Down now. All right.
Yeah. But yeah, we're going to talk about produce concerning news, if you didn't gather that from our thumbnail.
Mm-hmm.
And otherwise, we're just going to be riffing this one completely. Because I haven't followed this YouTube shit this week. What's interesting, I don't care. Like, I do care. Let me preface, I do care when I talk about like a topic. It's of interest to me, and I want to be authentic, objective, or state to you, the viewer, my subjective take on it. That's why you see a lot of stuff I don't cover, because I'm like, it's not worth grifting. Like, I'm not that hungry. Like, I have a job. I make money to sustain. You know, it'd be nice to have more, but whatever. But just random shit last week or two from my bookmarks and rookies, and just what we've been doing. I guess what we talking about. But oh fuck, let me see. Let me add this. There was a video. Let me see if I can move that. I'm still getting used to this video file sharing.
Yep, it's nice and easy to understand. So
yeah, I just gotta figure out where I save this.
Yep, remembering what file it's in is always the trouble part.
Yeah,
especially when we have like 1,000 files.
Videos. Okay. Videos. I hear you, Ricky. I hear you a little tappy.
I'm trying to make sure that my fan doesn't make any noise on there.
There we go. What do you think of this?
Let me know.
I fucking forgot my 30 chicken sandwiches, so I shot up the store.
He just forgot. Like, forgetting about the Iron Fleet, forgetting about the sandwiches, same equivalency, I think.
I forgot about the sandwich meat.
Yep.
I love it.
I wish
it was more like. I wish the voice was like the black weatherman from Family Guy. Where he's like, and Ollie with the weather. It's raining!
I got chicken. And I shot it up. Something like that. Just quick. Even short. I want a chicken. Then shot it up.
Horn up, my friend. Do you have a horn yourself, Daytona? Honestly, that was a rookie thing. I was totally lost when he sent it to me. So like, really? Everything we talk about? Vikings? What the?
Yes.
Oh, I guess I am a cow man. So
yes.
I guess. But he sent me other Viking stuff, like another.
It was really more specifically just the alcohol part.
Which is weird too.
You like alcohol?
What am I like? I'm slamming alcohol.
You're never a like slammer. You're never a frat boy bro chowing him down. But you have alcohol.
I don't drink a lot of beer brewskis, bro.
So it's just like it was just maybe you want to pour it down a fancy horn and have it, if anything, for decoration. So that's what happens. That is what happens. But yeah, I watched Gran Torino Reno the other day, and I've had the movie for years and never watched it. I think I got it like cheap at FYE or something. And
that's like the gayest story I've ever heard. It's like, oh, I had this amazing Oscar-worthy Clint Eastwood film where he's racist for 2 hours with a fucking zipper head that tried to steal his shit, and it's like, I just never watched it. It's like,
well, the only endorsement of it was like, wow, Clint Eastwood's cool, huh? And I'm like, well, yeah, but so there's no urgency to see it then.
What? That makes no sense. Like, yeah, Clint Eastwood's cool. Like, yeah, and here's a cool movie of Clint Eastwood
from the perspective of somebody who's only seen him in one movie, pretty much.
And that was cool. So it's
you're
shooting at 100%.
The movie was good, but it's not like, I don't know. It wasn't like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is a good film, but like, I don't know. My takeaway wasn't like, wow, how badass is Clint Eastwood, huh? It was like, no, it's cool. It's cool. It's good. It's good, but.
See, you do this every time. We'll watch them. We're like, wow. And then literally 5 minutes later, like, 5 out of 10.
But that's not what I even said here. The movie's good.
No,
the movie's
but
really good.
It's that same
the
tone.
Ugly is also really
it's the same
good.
tone.
I'm narrowing it down to specifics.
Because
you acquainted it to, oh, he's badass in that, so then he's badass in everything. You want to see everything then. It's like, I don't know. My brain doesn't just do that. Like,
the only movie I know of that Clint Eastwood is like weak or anything is The Mule, and it's like that's the whole point, is he's playing an old withered man who gets he gets contracted to like funnel fucking drugs because he's unsuspecting.
If you want to sell me on a movie, you don't just go, the actor's cool, huh? Like, that's not.
Honestly,
that's not how you sell. It's not how you sell me.
That good actor has a great track record, so. Definitely, it's like,
but Angus, when it comes from,
if I heard DiCaprio does anything, like if I heard DiCaprio was playing as Jeff Epstein, I'd be like, whoa, the Jeff Epstein biopic starring Leonardo DiCaprio, sign me up, day one, opening show.
Yeah, and that's just not how I work with that. And it's comparable to when people like in our sphere say, Alita Battle Angels, fucking badass and cool. It's awesome. You should go see it, huh? Or you should see Karate Kid because wax on, wax off, huh? It's like, well, that's not going to sell you.
I pretty much don't listen to anyone in our sphere if they're like SpongeBob bouncing them down about like Sound of Freedom or Alita. I'm like, oh, I know your angle. After Alita, I figured it out. I'm very like hesitant after that experience. I wasted 2 hours of my life watching Alita. And guess what? Apparently Disney is making sequel. It's like I fucking called it years ago. Yeah. You're gonna get woke Alita sequels, and I'm so excited. I can't wait till she smashes the patriarchy and pisses on her father's ashes. I can't wait. I can't, because it's like you asked for it, because the same guy who directed this, Robert Rodriguez, is making a social justice female Zorro film.
Oh, that's Robert Rodriguez. Oh shit.
Sin City.
He's also doing. Well, he did Sin City.
Yeah.
Wow, he's got a very different range.
Yeah, he's got a wide range.
Because he's also doing the new. He's also doing the new Spy Kids.
You're doing another Spy Kids?
No, not another Spy Kids. They're rebooting. They're rebooting Spy Kids. No, they're rebooting Spy Kids.
I never watched that shit. Like, it was one of those that like it was cool in the sphere of children, and yet I just never got to partake in it. I was always like missing out. And then I look back and I'm like, I'm glad I missed that.
It's one of those ones where the first two, I think, are fine. Where, yes, they're goofy and weird, but like they have enough there that even like guys like us looking at it can see some quality in there. But only with like the first and second. The third one's like we gotta really try to find what's good in that one. That one's tough.
Don't they have like
they have Frodo in there?
Oh, no, I wasn't. Frodo was not on my list at all.
Well, I don't know what you're. I don't know what you're going for.
Don't they have like weird, like,
some people? Yes.
Well, I was going to say I feel like this isn't the right example, but like kind of like weird monsters, like whatever the fucking monster people are in Small Soldiers. They got like some weird ones, or like better, probably what I'm thinking of. I feel like I've seen some monsters or shit in Spy Kids that were like pocket size. like the chessboard in Star Wars.
Well, no. So it's like what they did is they would capture some spy agents and they turned them into monsters for a television show thing. And the monsters don't actually play much of a role, really. It's just
a scary sci-fi plot.
It's just that, they do portray that as pretty creepy, actually. And the father gets turned into a monster, and the son, sees him, and he's like, "Oh my god! Like they did this to dad!" Like, it's kind of creepy. And then one of the people that was turned into a monster is the villain in the second one, not as a monster, but as like themselves, but like small. There's some decent stuff in the first and second one, and even though there's a lot of corny shit, but it's like one of those ones that's fine. And then it gets really, really retarded in number 3.
One of those, like, I missed out seeing Scooby-Doo.
And number 4 has Jessica Alba in it, and that one's awful, too. Like, that's coming from me.
I thought you were going to, like, promote that, like, Yaira behind your head. Like, it's the bestest ever.
I wasn't even thinking about those. I was adjusting my butt because I've been sitting here for 2 hours.
Well, now you're going to sit here for 4 more. No, I'm definitely not going that long. I only got like 4 hours of sleep last night. So
yeah, I just got my Wi-Fi back up. My Wi-Fi was out since Tuesday fucking night. And so I've been just, winging it on data, trying to not use all of it, in little bits and pieces.
Wait. You don't have unlimited data?
I don't think so because, we might, but it gave me like a 2 gigabyte warning thing. So I don't know what that means.
Right.
Otherwise.
So you should call AT&T or whoever you're with, because when I used to be on mom's plan, I ended up like calling them, figuring out like, so I was on my phone was on her plan, and I was like calling them, and we're talking to the people, and it turns out like, oh yeah, she's paying for like an outdated service that's charging her 4 gigabytes, not just unlimited. She would save more if they just gave her, and of course they never informed her because they're making money off a dumb lady.
Well, it's kind of dumb. Like if they like, okay, well, we could just upgrade you and you pay around the same. It's like, why don't they just do that? It's like, no, you have to do it yourself to do it, but you don't know that it's an option.
Look,
kind of thing. It's kind of annoying.
This has been the whole premise of VCR Repair Shop on Red Letter Media for like how many years? Is like they've just been living off of Plinkett's money this whole time.
I guess so.
This is how business works, Rookie. You hook someone in, and then you never inform them when things become cheaper, and so they're suckers.
Well, I'm saying when things are the same, but they improve, but it's the same price. Like that's not.
No. I'm saying you might, if you're paying for a data package of like units, that's probably an old format that you're still living on, and you haven't upgraded to a cheaper form that is unlimited, because why would they inform you and lose money?
Well, I'm not sure what the unlimited. So I feel like that was an option presented, but I think it came. We could check again, but like at the time they were really trying to like. You should do. You should put your phone on speaker and call them right now. We should do this live. No, because that's not fun. No.
It is fun because you can listen to you.
I want to talk to these
waiting around,
people.
Listening to AT&T elevator music for 20 minutes in between. I need to talk to my supervisor if we can approve the deal. Just hold for a minute.
It's like when we were last looking at phone stuff, the way they were trying to do it was like we could get unlimited, but we had to like go digital for billing or something. And I think that was part of it. And my mom likes to get like because it's on her plan. When she gets the bill, she likes to have physical paper to look at the stuff, because when it's digital, a lot of times people forget exactly. And she can look at the old ones and look at them and go, hey, what the hell is this difference and stuff? So, I feel like that's what it was that we could go unlimited, but we'd have to. Well, you
could subscribe. You could subscribe to a subscription organizer. You may have seen it advertised on YouTube.
Subscription organizer.
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, just subscribe to this, and we'll tell you about the subscriptions you forgot you're paying for.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Sure.
Talk about like,
wow,
Back to the Future. It's like, man, one day we'll be flying cars and hoverboards, and a pizza will be microwaved this size and come out this size
in 3 seconds.
And then, you know, you look at reality, it's like pronouns and subscription to
So many
subscription managers
to watch things, and it's just
no subscription
the manager
to keep track of your subscriptions.
Got too many subscriptions, have the subscription manager that'll tell you, hey, you're paying
like
for
SpongeBob.
Apple.
It's like SpongeBob. It's like, whoa, you can't be carrying all that chocolate in those bags. You need a chocolate bag
carrying bag. You need a chocolate bag carrying bag.
Did you see how good SpongeBob is?
That was good.
It just, it's always, there's always a lesson or a prophecy in this show. It's amazing.
SpongeBob tells prophecies.
People were sucking off fucking Simpsons when it's really SpongeBob that's been doing all the work.
Is the key. He did have an episode where he locks himself in his house and tries to work from home with a really long spatula.
And episode.
And he's like, I have all the friends I need. Chip, Penny, and use napkin.
And use napkin was just an allegory for OnlyFans.
Yes, clearly it is. I think we can all imply what that was doing. You know, obviously.
I actually don't know where you're going with that one.
It was supposed to be we don't know what the fuck it is, so obviously we just go on with that. Okay.
Yeah, well, he's filter feeding, so that is like wearing a mask.
It's like you're getting it, and then you just go logical on me. Like, well, what is that? And it's like, no, that's not.
Well, no. Sometimes I just like, okay, I'm like, wait, that
because like I'm not actually. The point was to leave it open ended and then move on because like, I get. You know, but you're like,
it's hard to sleep. Just count sheep. I'm like, no. Then I start thinking about math and everything that I'm not good at math with, and then it's like, the Greeks made so much math, and it's like, how the fuck did they figure it out?
That'd be a great SpongeBob joke, you know.
It's like, just turn off your brain, just do an activity, but don't think. And it's like that. I have ADHD, dude. That does not work.
You'll come up. Here's a pencil. Just hold a pencil. Pencil. Where'd this come from? How'd they get lead into the wood? How'd they get the thing over here with that? Did they ever use this?
Why did they pick lead over any other material?
There's other things that work. What happened with the regular ink and feather that worked back in the day? And then it's like you just go on this trail.
When was the switch to graphite?
All we did was give you a pencil.
What is graphite?
You gave me a tool to think about stuff with. That's all you did.
Yeah, you just made it worse. You know,
I don't need to write nothing to have my imagination start going. I just need to start imagining.
What is up, men's room? I've heard you streaming or recording something with the Rookie, the Critic.
Yep, he was recording a Last of Us fan film reaction with me. Freaking awesome fan films, honestly.
Do they kill a lot of dogs in it? That's really up my alley. If they kill lots of dogs.
Not yet. There's still a part 3 where they might, maybe.
Not worth it. I'm not getting 3 parts into a series and they don't kill dogs.
But there is a character that to me is like a combination. There's a character that sounds like the baby of Jack Black and Joe Pesci or something, and that's
that's a weird combo.
Who plays as Bill? And I thought it was funny because he looks kind of small, kind of gruff, and he's like, "Hey man, what are you doing?" I was like, whoa, holy shit. And then he's like, hey, well, you got some scars here, motherfucker? Like he sounded like a little Joe Pesci or something. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. He's like checking for scars.
Yeah. Well, if you don't understand people, the reason I joke about killing dogs is like we were watching Gran Torino and there's like the shootout at the house happens. No, not the finale, but like when they shoot up the house of Toad.
Yeah.
He was expecting the dog to get shot. I'm like, oh, wow, that would have been great. Because like at this point when I seen this movie, I never like was aware of this weirdo shit in our society of like John Wick can murder like 80 people per film or more, and it's like whatever. You don't think about like, oh, well, like
do they have
a wife? Do they have a wife with cancer? It's going to leave them a dog, you know. You just think, well, okay, but then
all
my god, one fucking dog.
All the people he killed are dog owners. Let's just say that. What if that's the case? You know?
Yeah, it's like one freaking dog, and everyone loses their mind. You know, and it's like that's some real Hitler shit. Honestly, like Hitler did what he did, but he cried about his fucking German Shepherd dying. And like, that's what I mean when I say Hitler. It's like, we have schmorschen, you know, how many millions of American potential citizens have been slaughtered on the whims of women being lazy. And by extension, the deadbeat, not fathers, you know, all potential we've lost from that act of slaughter. But oh my God, fucking doggies, you know, like that's what I mean when I say like hit. And so that really bothers me.
Or, yeah, well, I think it's more the reaction that people have with it, where it's like, you know, all this death in the movie, and then, oh no, the dog got killed. No, I can't watch this movie now, or something, right? And it's like,
yeah, like that really pisses me off. And I'm not someone that cares about humanity necessarily, but it's like, I understand people are way more important than any animal.
So I understand what you feel after Guardians 3, how everybody was like really sensitive about it, and I was like, what is this for? Because like animal cruelty, and I'm like,
yeah, no one cared about Star-Lord's mom being siphoned off by ego, giving her cancer.
It's like
no one cared
Luke,
about that.
Luke's aunt and uncle got burned alive. Like that's not fun.
The tauntaun is more impactful. That's kind of George Lucas's fault for spinning it that way. Where it's like, oh no, the tauntaun, no, like. But you get what I mean. Like, there's something, subconscious to the modern psyche when, like, you know, like when you watch Hateful Eight, and it's just a movie, it's a fiction set in 1800s, and he's like mentioning like, oh, what happened to your horse? And like, well, you know, he was too old, and we went too far, and he just kicked the bucket, and you know, we had a good times. And he's like, he's almost a friend, if you know, not that I would be friends with a stupid animal, you know. It's like, it seems like history immemorial more or less has this perspective, like the Jews. You know, with Passover, God's like, hey, Jews, to remember my slaughter of the firstborn of Egypt and the saving that this will cause you, you're going to get a little sheep. You're going to make him a pet, essentially, and you're going to love him and take care of him, keep him fed. He's in your little house. And then you're going to cut his throat, kosher style, bleed him out, slaughter him, and eat him. You know, it's like
the Kingsmen had that sort of.
That's about as close an example I can think of. Like, people used to, you know, in ancient times, this is how people care about animals. Like,
right. Well, I mean,
they're expendable.
There's a good. So I know that you probably never watched the show Arrow, which I don't blame you, but they do have moments that are pretty good. Like they show how he was on the island when he got lost a while back, and he was like he's like a rich kid pretty much when he gets there, a rich teenager, and one guy finds him and doesn't speak English he speaks English, but he's choosing to not speak to him very much. He gives him a bird in a cage, and he's just like, what do you want me to fucking do with this? And there's, you know, you're just on an island here, and you know, he's just like, just has the bird, and he's like, I need food, and it's like some points, like, you know, you gotta like in Everybody Else Raymond, you know, you gotta do that. So he's like, I've never killed a thing, you know, and it's like, yeah, he did it at some point, and that was his first, you know, kill of some kind. And then it's like, okay, well, he's got to learn how to kill people next really soon, because there's a lot of other people on the island and shit. But it's like, I don't know, that was a good little, like, you know, the thing that you would hate, like, you know, oh my God, you care so much about the dumb animal. But then at some point he's kind of like, well, I am hungry as hell. I don't want to die here. I got to kill this animal to eat it. That's how I get the food. All right. So.
Yeah, no, it's circumstantial.
Like,
I do understand investment in animals and pets being more than just like a wild animal. I get that. I do. But it's only goes so far. And we've like inverted this to a disgusting degree with the sentiment behind it, where it's like something's really wrong when universally, it seems in the West, people care more about like cruelty to animals than fucking like abortion. Where it's like, even if you think abortion is like an acceptable, expendable class of unborn humans, arguable, whatever. But like, let's just sake of argument say that, you know, it's like I feel there should still be like a Yeah, we allow it, but we don't like it.
Well,
You know,
it could be the kind of thing maybe where like if there's a whole bunch of people on the other side of the country or in another country that are getting slaughtered, but if you show like a pet, like in a movie or something, if you see people overseas getting slaughtered, and then you see like pets getting slaughtered, like pets are more relatable to you than any of those strangers would be anyway. Like that kind of a thing maybe is like more of a personal connection they can see happening. Like, you know, they just went into the house and killed the animal. And if there's other scenes where they're killing other people, well, it's like, well, I don't know, those are probably the bad guys, or
I don't know. I
them,
think
or
like
I don't know them.
you as a person
So,
should understand, like, whoa, like that's a line that we collectively through history more or less agree, like, whoa, killing a person.
no, but I'm talking
You have
about
to
in
have
terms.
real
But I'm talking about in terms of entertainment. Like in entertainment, I think
entertainment
that makes
reflects
sense.
who we are.
But
You
I don't
know what I
know. I don't know how accurate that, because it's like, well, then like with Saw and like other gore one, like I don't know. I feel like that goes more that's reaching into more of an area that I don't know
Well, no,
represents it properly. You know,
yeah,
like,
no,
that's how we are.
horror,
It's like, well,
horror, especially like the gore. Even though I Saw has a real story, it has a real character in Jigsaw, and the detectives and stuff trying to like foil him. You know,
yeah,
there's depth there that people don't give it credit for, but like the just appeal, the sick appeal of like torturing people to death, like that's something in us. You know, like there's part of it where it's like maybe you write a character like, "Ooh, I want Laurie Strode to escape the death of Michael Myers that he brings." But at the same time, it's like, oh man, Michael Myers is so cool, he just kills everybody and gets away with it. You know, it's like it's a fantasy.
yeah.
But I don't know. You think about like the history of storytelling. It's like when is there like, oh no, when you see a John Wick story where the whole impetus is like, you killed my dog. Where is that in history of
Well, I don't know,
storytelling?
but that's why I'm saying that makes more sense to have that be in a film, because that doesn't happen. Not everything in the film needs to be reflective of real life in every way.
No, I think anything substantial is reflective of the human experience.
Because in real life,
if
this situation were to happen, I don't think it would happen like this.
No, I'm not saying like the entertainment ridiculous exaggeration isn't like, oh, well, clearly that's not going to happen. That guy would get killed after like 10 kills at best. Like,
I'm saying like you're saying like nobody in real life would go on a revenge spree after somebody kills their dog.
No, I'm not saying someone wouldn't be crazy enough, but I think through history, people are like, well, that guy's fucking crazy. Like, it's just a fucking dog. Get a new one.
Well, yeah, but it's like, this is what I'm saying. But if you're making a story though, and the point isn't just to reflect real life, it's to act on something that you could believe would happen. And I think that's what happens with something like with John Wick, with the context and what is presented.
Right. No, I'm not saying that like
so.
Stories can be fantastical. Most stories are. They're exaggerations of. When I say reflect society, I don't mean like this really happened, the sound of freedom. It's like, you don't got to do that. But I'm saying stories resonate when they reflect like an emotion, or you know, and that's what I'm getting at with John Wick example, is like that emotion. I feel resonate, like that storyline of the first movie resonates with people.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think we would have that in history, generally speaking, before this modern era of humanity. And I think what I'm getting at is like something like that, and how everyone can, oh yeah, he killed his dog, makes total sense. Like his actions make sense because of a fucking dog. And it's like, I get that there's like a wife behind that dog as like a gift giver, but it's still too, it's like the Punisher. Punisher is awesome because we all resonate with the idea of like the black flag to crime, of criminals that can just pay their way
in
out
the
of
2005 or 4 or 3 or 2000, whatever one that is, they slaughter his whole family. It's like, well, you have nothing left but to get revenge, of course.
Yeah, it's like that's age-old storytelling.
But I mean, I guess if you're to have it as well, where it's like you have a person that just farms dumb cows, and somebody comes in and shoots all the cows. I mean, I imagine if you're trying to have a story, there would be a reasonable, if you had a character that's like John Wick that has a farm. Imagine he'd go on a killing spree for them killing cows.
You're already fucking up because you're talking about livelihood. The dog means nothing to his livelihood.
But I mean,
he doesn't really even have an emotional investment.
But it's like how close were people to animals at all in real life back then?
I don't know. There's a lot of bestiality
because I feel like, well, you say it's modern, but I feel like that happens. That's with happenstance as well. Like they had to do.
No, I'm saying intimate. So when you're comparing John Wick to a farmer whose livelihood is dependent on the trade of cattle or the product of like milk or leather, whatever, meat, it's like that's his livelihood. So if you like slaughter his livestock, he has no other trade. And so you've made him destitute. And so a revenge would make sense because it's bigger than just you killed my cow. It's like, no, you destroyed my livelihood. I have nothing.
Right, but my point also was how many people back in ancient history and stuff had like pets that they treated as like more than just the random animal.
Well, I mean, okay, see that gets weird too because like you can probably say the Indians, like the Hindus, or the Egyptians. You have religious. You that gets weird too because you have a religious investment in these animals. Like Hindus love cows, the Egyptians revered and worship cats. So if you kill someone's cat, even if it might be like essentially a pet by our standards, like whoa, that's like a holy thing. You're committing sacrilege. You are spitting in the face of the gods, and so there would be like Islam, where it's like we must kill the infidels. So there's a bigger metaphysical thing with that, generally speaking.
Let's use an example that's like Old Yeller. You've seen Old Yeller, right?
Oh, best part's when he shoots it.
Well, it's like, so you can tell by like the context of that's like an older time American sort of thing where it's not like, oh, here's our house dog that we just love and that's all that it is, just our lovey dog, that's our lap dog. It's
right,
like
it's also a protector.
For hunting, and it's a protector, and that you can tell how emotional that is when the dog gets killed.
Rabies and he just shit it. Yeah.
So I guess that would be an outlier compared to other scenes where dogs get killed.
Yeah, again, it's like
compared to John Wick.
It's a useful utility. It's not just
compared to John Wick. That dog is like that. It's a growing boy. He got saved by the dog. He all that stuff, and then he had to put the dog down. That was protecting them.
It's like, I don't know how well I can protect my crops from rabbits and deer eating my corn. I don't know how I can protect my livestock from the wolves or coyotes because I don't have this dog to be a warning signal.
But that's not all that the dog. But that's not all the dog was to the people.
No, I'm not saying an emotional investment in your pet is bad. I'm just saying, like, I think we've really warped it. I think that's my problem with John Wick. Like, John Wick's a cool movie. 1 and 2 I like. But the whole impetus and its resonance with people, I think, is a problem. That reflects our society's bad priorities, for lack of a better term.
I guess, that's something you should consider doing a video on one day. I feel like
I don't know how to encapsulate.
I feel like if you have better, like more condensed examples to compare with or something, like John Wick to Old Yeller, that's a better type of example to show, what you talk about in movies where the emotional investment goes to, and how it's.
Well, yeah, that was.
I mean, it's 50s. Like even in like I Am Legend, like it's sad. Example. That's sad for him to kill his dog, but it's like, okay, like we get that, makes sense that he's got to do it, but again, the dog protecting him, that's his only friend at all, and that he has. It's not just his pet. It's like that is his friend. That's his situation. What's really up, quick, Steven?
I want to say hi to the chat. I've been negligent.
You guys like our conversation? I know it's probably an uncomfortable conversation for a lot of people, but we go on tangents like this all the time,
and all those pussies that want to cry about watching Guardians because Oh, the little CGI animals are hurt.
See, what's funny too? It's like some people could see our arguments sometimes as like, oh my gosh, they're getting at each other. But it's like we do this all the time with everything ever. Like,
Yeah.
we could just literally be talking about
everything,
food,
everywhere, all at once. That's
just,
literally us.
It could be nothing, and then now it's going to be a conversation for half an hour. For me, I feel like for me, it's
we're gonna
more,
be like, wait, hold on, and we're like, oh, here we go.
For me, it's more like I feel like you have a lot more definitive stances on things than I do for most things, and like I still don't even know what my stance is exactly. So, our discussion is a way for me to kind of feel it out and where I land at the end of them. So some of my positions might change toward the end of conversations, which has happened before. So convince me.
Yeah.
So Stephen Walton.
It's just a kid. Get a new Asian.
What was that in reference to?
I'm assuming he's like flipping something I said about the dog. About John Wick. It's just a fucking puppy. Get a new one.
Right.
Well, honestly, I have to say, generally speaking, dogs are more valuable than Asians.
You can get a short round at Walmart.
I think that's probably psychologically under the underpinning of why they eat pets, because they loathe their hierarchy stance compared to them. Oh yeah. Speaking of which, did you see? I'll try to find something. The Japs are really mad about Oppenheimer. And
you mentioned that. Yeah.
I'll try to find some pictures of it, but I don't know if it's true. But supposedly the Japs are banning Oppenheimer.
They're trying to keep the bomb out of their country.
Let me see.
Well, it's like you told me that they're trying to make a movie that's like about Osama bin Laden and 9/11 or something, and that sounds hilarious. That sounds hilarious.
It's a New York Times article.
That's hilarious. Like, we like America. We like to crap. That's essentially what.
Yeah. So okay, Barbenheimer isn't funny in nuclear scarred Japan. The Japanese subsidiary of Warner Brothers criticized what it called insensitive promotion of Barbie by the company's headquarters.
You think they'd actually be okay with it because they don't even show anybody freaking
get
killed? They don't show
fucking Godzilla. You made a franchise monster that's endured 60 plus years of filmmaking.
Yeah, wasn't that because of radiation half the time that it's like
right? It was a big allegory.
Monster. We gave them the best weapon ever, Godzilla.
It was a artistic allegory for their, how they felt about the bomb. This fucking unstoppable terror.
They turned into a giant lizard afterward, and then they're like, you stupid American.
Yeah, it's an emotional vent, a release for the Japanese people. Godzilla is. That's the whole underpinning of the first Godzilla, which spawned a stupid kung fu dinosaur franchise. Which that's what I grew up with. I loved that stupid shit, But what was the plots? I can't tell you. I'm drudging through it to get to the punchy parts. It was the Transformers of its day. The two Americans eager for signs of life in an ailing cinema culture, the simultaneous box office success of Barbie and Oppenheimer has been cause for celebration, with filmgoers embracing the jarring juxtaposition of the two very different blockbusters. Speaking of which, if you didn't see a stream a couple weeks ago, I love Barbie. And if you want to see a concise take, Ricky sent me over Shoe on Head's review. And I pretty much 100% agree. It's pretty much what I said out of the theater about this film. But the crazy thing is, I did like a 6-hour bender doing Barbenheimer at the theater back to back. And I expected to go see Barbie and be like, oh, it's stupid, pretty, girl comedy with Margot and Ryan Gosling. And then Chris Nolan, cerebral director, doing Oppenheimer, the creator of the atom bomb. And then it's like, yeah, it was pretty concise. Oppenheimer is essentially, I think, purposely made today because it's addressing cancel culture. Chris Nolan is kind of a right-wing guy to some extent. Look at his film work, especially Dark Knight Rises. It is about what would become Antifa. And so, yeah, I expected to put a lot of mental thought into Oppenheimer, but actually it's like pretty, yeah, cool. Wow. All the hurdles this guy went through and being doubted left and right by his own country that he's working to fight for, and also Israel, Jews, whatever. But no, Barbie is so thought provoking. Like, it's not just a silly comedy. It's like really thought provoking how you can interpret it. I didn't expect that. Anyway, let's continue. In Japan, however, this jubilant fusion, including Barbenheimer double features and online mashups of Barbie's Pink Fantasia with images of Oppenheimer era nuclear explosions have been met with a different response. Anger. For days, Twitter users in Japan, where nuclear bombings by the U.S. military during World War II killed hundreds of thousands of people in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, have been spreading the hashtag #NoBarbenheimer. And on Monday, the backlash ignited a rare display of internal Hollywood corporate discord as the Japanese subsidiary of Warner Brothers criticized its headquarters' handling of social media for the Barbie movie. In a letter posted to the official Japan account for Barbie, which will be released in Japanese theaters the 11th, the Japan subsidiary lamented its American counterpart's promotion of Barbenheimer means as highly regrettable. And
wait. So they're fine with Barbie. They just don't like that Barbie is like cool with Oppenheimer. So it's like
all the bombs.
So it's like, we don't like that you're friends with that guy. Essentially is what we got going here.
You know what, Japan? You should probably watch Oppenheimer, and then you might rethink your cancel culture.
I'd say, like, isn't the whole movie about him not wanting to do it and regretting it? It's bad. It's
no,
good, but...
no. He seemed like he had a pretty clear resolve when he was going to kill Germans with it. But then Germany crapped out in like May of 45, and it's like, well, we want this bomb in July, and so they had like a deadline to make the bomb work and complete a test.
And they released Oppenheimer in July. Coincidence? I think.
Interesting little thing there.
I'll be right back.
In one such instance, the official Barbie movie account responded to a fan-made image depicting Barbie with an atom bomb bow font with the comment, "This Ken is a stylist." And another replied with a kissy face emoji to a movie poster showing Barbie and J. Robert Oppenheimer fought the A-bomb against the backdrop of a nuclear explosion. It's going to be a summer to remember, the studio's tweet said. Some Japanese Twitter users responded with photos of the bombing victims. Others said that they had canceled their plans to see the movie. Nuclear weapons aren't cool, one user wrote in a reply to a tweet. Well, yeah, they're very hot, idiot. Barbenheimer, the Japanese Warner Brothers subsidiary, noted it's not an official activity of Warner Bros. And it said it has demanded the company's headquarters take appropriate action. By Tuesday afternoon, the post had nearly 30 million views and tens of thousands of retweets. Many users added a hashtag in Japanese, hashtag Barbie no Ken, a play on words translates to the Barbie incident. In a statement on Tuesday, the Warner Bros. Headquarters said it regrets its recent insensitive social media engagement and offers a sincere apology. The Barbie movie account's replies to Barbenheimer posts have since been removed. While the Barbie movie will be released in Japanese theaters days after the 78th anniversary of the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombings, Oppenheimer, a Universal Pictures film, has not yet received a release date in Japan. What a bunch of pussies! That has led to some speculation that the movie may not be shown to all in Japan to avoid offending local sensibilities over the legacy of the nuclear attacks. In response to a question from the New York Times, Universal said it was not aware of the Barbenheimer controversy. An official ban seems unlikely. Japan has robust freedom of speech, and previous American movies touching on war-era subjects have played to modest audiences in that country. This includes the 1996 film Infinity, about a scientist involved in the Manhattan Project, which was led by Oppenheimer and gave birth to atomic weapons. It's also not unusual for foreign films to debut in Japan well after their releases at home. Infinity took nearly 2 years to make it to Japanese cinemas. Wow. Well, apparently the Japanese are a bunch of pussies. Let's see. comments. Yeah, I see you, Karen. And yes, Hoff, tape gun. I'm not going to hit the high note today. Japanese are still mad about the bomb. Dude, Hoff, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about like, hey, could you like buy me some more salsa? Because mine went bad. And I need more for my eggs. Yeah, the Japanese are fucking weird. But yeah. Yeah, if you're ever in the Columbus, Ohio area, hit me up so y'all can possibly join me and Hoff for some delicious, authentic Mexican. The table salsa, just regular salsa, it like after like 3 chips, you start crying because it's really hot. It's so good, but it's hot. So waiting on rookie, but let me see if I can find
Who's really hot?
not you. I meant the Mexican food.
Mexican.
Oh,
No.
I know where. Let me go to my profile. I'm sure I retweeted this somewhere. Oh, there's this funny post too. Speaking of Barbie, prequel memes made a like pink Clone Wars era armored Obi-Wan, and it says Ken Obi.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's like I love it. Let me see. Where did we go? That was pretty recent. Oh, we gotta talk about ISOM too. This like picture going around of it.
I might be getting it by tomorrow or Saturday, probably.
Oh man, you poor soul.
If not by next week or something, but it's shipped. It has done shipped.
Ah, here we go. This is one of the things the fucking Japs are doing in regards to Barbenheimer. Let me
I love how Gran Torino makes that just like so fun to kind of say.
The old nips.
Yep.
Well, because apparently it's like Nippon, I guess is how they say Japan. Or maybe that's like Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where nip comes from. Which I was always like, when I heard it, I'm like, nipple? Like, why would you call them nips? Like, nothing. They don't resemble nipples necessarily.
Baby nipping.
I love learning the root of some of these, like kike. The word kike about Jews is like based on, so like when they were immigrants coming to America, if you didn't like write English or write at all, your mark was just an X. But because X has like Greek Christian ties of like Christos, and also like Pax, like P and X in Latin, like in Catholicism, it's like Pax. So either way, X, Eastern or Western, has a Christian tie to it. So the Jews don't want to make that sign. So they would write a circle, which is called like a keikel or something like that. So that's where the term came from. And I was just like, oh, cool little history lesson.
Oh, is that why you call them Peikel?
Let's see. So it's so weird looking up X. The X app.
X marks the spot. Red extermination.
Yeah, so I said, thanks, Japan. Now I want a Chris Nolan biopic about Osama bin Laden. So you don't notice there's the 2 towers in the background with an explosion. And here is our CIA operative, Osama bin Laden, holding Barbie high on his shoulder victoriously. She's having a good old time.
Yeah, woo.
Well, she's hanging out with the real alpha male. He does not take a back seat like Ken. Honestly, I just thought of that. Ken's in the back seat. Like, he has to, like, impose himself onto the journey of Barbie. He's in the back seat. It's like, that was on purpose. It wasn't just to, like, oh, I'm in the back seat because you can hide. It's like there's a metaphorical back seat. The layers. I love it. But yeah, this is one of the memes, and it's like, you Japanese really don't get how much we laugh about 9/11 over here. Inside job.
the episode of South Park, and we gotta know what really happened at 9/11, and he like blames Kyle for it. You sneaky little Jew.
That is great. Oh man, that makes me so happy, Rookie. Wait, why aren't you showing your face, you weirdo? What am I by myself?
I'm eating food now.
Well, show us you eating the food.
I don't know if you want to.
What are you eating? What is that?
A fry.
What? It's not a carrot.
Nope.
I was gonna be like, wow, it's really lame. Like, please expand your veggie.
If I had a leaf or something, that'd be even better. Just like, wow, so brave, so awesome.
Anyway,
no banana this time.
Main topic. Speaking of bananas,
Lizzo has some new fruit and vegetable.
Whoa, wait. While you're eating, I gotta pull this one up. I have not read this. I just seen the title and I'm like, that sounds juicy. Let's share this one. All right. Title: 38-year-old Florida manatee dies after high-intensity sex with brother.
Oh, no.
A Florida manatee died earlier this year after having too much high-intensity sex with his brother, officials revealed. Necropsy results revealed that 38-year-old Hugh died in April after succumbing to traumatic injuries caused by a sexual encounter with another larger male manatee at the facility, his brother, Buffett. One of the fatal injuries was a 14.5 centimeter rip in Hugh's colon.
Oh no. Imagine having that.
That's like half a foot. A fecal samper. Oh man, Japanese is taking over. A fecal sample.
A fecal shampoo good.
Shampoo. Egg shampoo.
You got 4 inches and 3 samples.
A fecal sample collected from Hugh after the encounter confirmed the presence of fresh blood, but employees at the Moat Marine Laboratory and Aquarium reportedly allowed the brothers to continue engaging in high-intensity interactions and occasional penetration throughout the day. At approximately 5:15, the larger male was observed penetrating the smaller male again. When the larger male swam away, the smaller male was seen unresponsive at the pool.
He got fucked to death.
It was confirmed that he had passed.
He got fucked to death. That's what that was.
Right? It's like that fight. Fuck them till they're dead.
I'm gonna fuck them all to death.
I would love if I went to a Trump rally and I hear that.
You're right. They are prophecies.
Handlers maintain that Hugh and Buffett have been engaging in consensual and natural mating behavior for 2 months, leading to Hugh's death. The months-long heightened sexual activity between the two brothers, the only manatees in the aquarium, was the first time the pair had been observed initiating and mutually seeking interactions from each other.
See, what's funnier is that in South Park, the manatees are the Family Guy writing staff. So I don't know. Here's a joke you can do there.
There were no obvious signs of discomfort or distress, such as listing, crunching, or active avoidance. That would have been
no boners lasting more. No erections lasting more than 4 hours.
Lasting shorter than 4 hours. Animal keepers allow the pair to continue necking without attempts to separate the two out of fear. It would cause undue anxiety and negative effects in both manatees. They didn't want to be homophobic.
They didn't want them to never screw in front of them again. They wanted to keep the show.
Animal keepers allowed the pair to continue necking. Extras tried redirecting Hugh and Buffett's attention from one another while heavily monitoring the two.
They're redirecting them by showing the manatee titties or something.
Right, they're showing like straight manatee porn, and they're like, "I'm not interested." It's like, I love ass, manatee ass. manatee ass.
Put the man in manatee.
Well, Buffett sure did. On April 29th, animal staff noticed a significant change in Hughes' behavior, prompting them to collect the bloody stool sample, but did not interfere with Buffett's continued efforts to mount his ailing brother.
I thought you were going to say to mount the people trying to get the blood samples. You're next.
No, Humpy. I'm getting a stool spat, Buffett.
No humpies today.
Well, it's funny because it's like he's literally screwing his injured brother who's dying from a perforated colon that he caused. He's so horny that he wants seconds and thirds. It reminds me of a story I heard from one of the Special Forces medics when I was deployed that I can't confirm this myself, but I wouldn't put it past them. So
it must be a married manatee.
Apparently, this Afghan soldier had like a hole blow in his leg from like shrapnel, bomb, whatever the case, and it wasn't healing. Like, what the fuck's going on with this wound on this guy's leg? So, like, I guess they did like a swab sample or some shit, and they found a bunch of like STDs in his wound, and it's because all the fucking other Afghans in his squad were fucking his leg hole. Yeah.
Wow. Think you know a guy.
You really fuck a guy.
Oh, you really get to know a guy, yeah.
Wait, hold on. Let me see the comments. All right, let's continue. And that is what we will continue to strive for. Serving a gold standard for animal health and well-being, as we have shown throughout our history. Thank you for your continued support during this heartbreaking time. Our Moat family continues to mourn the loss of you, and we know you do too.
I didn't bring that on like the zoo sign or something. Yeah, his brother got boned by his bigger brother or something.
I want the like Christian weirdos that cry about everything to like protest the unnatural homosexual manatee agenda.
And then we need the other people on the opposite to be like, we need more of this.
Yeah. Anyway, Lizzo time. Time you've all been waiting
Speaking
for.
of whales or manatees.
Manatee. The allegations against Lizzo, briefly explained. 3 former dancers accusing Lizzo of sexual harassment. She denies it.
To her, it's just assment.
Has built her brand on both body positivity and empowering upbeat hits. She's facing a new lawsuit that levels serious allegations, including claims that she created a hostile work environment and engaged in sexual harassment. Lizzo denies these allegations, which have raised questions both for her treatment of employees as well as the reality of the image she's cultivated as a champion of plus-size women and women of color.
So are they gonna have to like get potassium samples on the sex workers' vaginas to see if there's bananas in them or something?
I see. I don't know how that works.
Or like grab a chimpanzee and be like, all right, check that out. And like, you know?
The lawsuit filed by 3 of her former dancers also alleges misconduct by her production company, Big Girl Big Touring Inc., and her dance team captain, Shirlene Quigley. Among the claims include the suit that Lizzo pressured dancers into unwanted sexual situations, made statements that were perceived as thinly veiled comments about a dancer's weight gain, and put people through. Wow, you're going to talk about someone's weight gain, bitch.
Seriously, job the HUD over here. You so fatty.
And put people through grueling rehearsals that led to one dancer soiling herself. She danced so much
is that when you
herself.
say soiling yourself? Is that like? It sounds like, is that pleasurable or not pleasurable? Because like they soiled it. Like if they said that you made the girl moist in her pants when it's like, no, she pissed herself. Well, yeah, but you described it weird. Like,
no. I like how you said it before. In an Instagram post, Lizzo pushed back against these allegations, claiming they are as unbelievable as they sound and too outrageous to be addressed. She also hired Hollywood lawyer Marty Singer, attorney who has previously worked with Jonah Hill, Kim Kardashian, and Chris Brown. Oh, wow. That's a great fucking track record. What a loser.
I think it's not the Smollett guy or something.
Why
The
wouldn't you?
lawyer.
Well, I mean, you can't hire fucking Hines, Johnny Cochran. I think is his name. Can't hire him because he died. But oh yeah, OJ's lawyer, his main lawyer, he's dead. That would be my go-to.
Just hire
It's like,
OJ.
right, who defended Ray Lewis for his? I think he was charged with murder. He got off. He's a famous football player. He literally killed a guy with a gun and didn't go to jail. I don't know the circumstance, but let me see. Known for hits like Good as Hell and Truth Hurts, Lizzo has been synonymous with catchy hits that have been overwhelmingly positive message. Additionally, as a plus-sized black artist, she's repeatedly called out the criticism and abuse plus-size women of color face in society and sought to promote better beauty standards. Previously, she launched a size-inclusive shapewear line called Yitty and also had a... When I hear Yitty, I think of like hideous. Like just the word. I don't know what any of this shit looks like, but like there's like a sound. You know what I mean? Like Yitty, hideous.
I think of Quagmire, sort of. You know, when he says giggity, it's like just another word that he would say, probably. Yitty.
It just... Yeah, I think it's that root of hideous. If you say hideous, you know, Yitty. They sound similar. I would have really shopped that name better. Anyway, also created a reality show called Watch Out for the Big Girls, which aimed to spotlight and cast plus-size dancers. Two of the plaintiffs appeared on the show. The potential harassment detail in the lawsuit, though, calls this message and her image into question, while highlighting the lack of oversight for artists in the music industry. The stunning nature of how Lizzo and her management team treated their performers seems to go against everything Lizzo stands for publicly, while privately she weight shames her dancers and demeans them in ways that are not only illegal but absolutely demoralizing. The allegations of Lizzo. So, lawsuit brought by plaintiffs alleges 9 areas of misconduct in total related to their experience on the Lizzo's special tour. Some of these claims are made against all 3 defendants, including Lizzo, Quigley, and Big Girl Big Touring, while others are only alleged of some of the defendants. Well, that's interesting because they're not just suing Lizzo and her manager or whatever, but they're suing her actual company too as its own entity. That's cool. I hope I'm going to have to start watching Mercado Law cover this. Holy hot diggity dog.
Seriously.
The civil lawsuit was filed in LA Superior Court and could result in monetary damages for the plaintiffs if it were to move forward and defendants were found liable. So the way that reads monetary damages, they're going to get money, but it reads like the plaintiffs are going to pay for it. Prior to filing the suit, Davis and Williams had been fired from the dance troupe, while Rodriguez said she resigned over how poorly her colleagues were treated. The allegations made against all 3 defendants included a hostile work environment that featured harassment, a failure to prevent or remedy sexual harassment in the workplace, and a failure to prevent or remedy religious harassment. Uh-oh. I hope they're Muslim because Lizzo's really going to get screwed on this one.
People are probably praying that they don't get squished by Lizzo.
The plaintiffs claimed they were made to feel their employment was precarious and that they had to comply with requests that made them uncomfortable in order to continue working. Some of those requests were of a sexual nature, including, among other things, pressure from Lizzo to attend performance with nude dancers in Amsterdam, to eat bananas placed in nude dancers' genitals, and pressure on one of the plaintiffs to touch a dancer's breasts. Other allegations were tied to religious harassment. The suit alleges Quigley spoke extensively about her religious views as a Christian and berated those who didn't share their beliefs, claims that one dancer's virginity was frequently discussed against her will, and that dancers were pressured to participate in group Christian prayer, regardless of their religious beliefs. All 3 defendants did little to remedy such actions despite knowing about them, the lawsuit claims. I think all the causes of action have some merit and some chance of succeeding. In my opinion, the strongest cause of action is a sexual harassment charge. I think it's likely that a reasonable person would think that behavior created a hostile work environment. Chicago Kent employment law professor told Vox. Porter noted that one possible defense could center on how much disclosure the plaintiffs had about the experiences they should expect to encounter in this role. Another part of the suit highlights concerns Lizzo had allegedly expressed about Davis' struggles on tour, including comments Davis perceived as thinly veiled concerns about weight gain. Such statements followed alleged remarks Lizzo previously made about Davis's weight, which the suit claims led her to feel self-conscious and required to speak on the issue. The suit details to a grueling surprise audition dancers already hired on the tour had to undergo in order to keep their positions, during which Davis soiled herself out of fear that she would lose her spot as a dancer. She went to the restroom. Davis claims she was then given transparent shorts to change into.
Oh, wow.
I know you just shit yourself, so here's some like see-through underwear or shorts to dance in.
We want to see it.
It sounds like some Joffrey Baratheon shit. Why is the lawsuit so significant? The lawsuit underscores the poor work conditions in the music industry and the lack of accountability dude, I can't wait. This is going to be like a Me Too case, Rookie. And this is going to change the industry. And guess what? The industry is ran by women. Women are Me Tooing everyone.
They Me Too each other now.
Yeah. And so we need to stop powerful women from sexually exploiting
We need
workers.
to do the Ken way, taking over it and making them cheerleaders.
Right. We need to make this Kenzo world. Big boy, big touring.
It's the only way to save it.
What can you do?
Yep.
You know, we
You
let
can
you off the. We let you give you a long leash, ladies, and look what you do.
Yep,
Wasn't happening with Elvis.
Nope.
Nope. Sorry. The suit is also renewing discussions among pop culture observers online about the need for stars to be held responsible for bad behavior and disparities that continue to exist on that front. Like anyone fielding such allegations, Lizzo should face the legal process and potential consequences for any harm she's caused. But she's also likely to get more blowback for such a lawsuit than a white male star like Brad Pitt or Johnny Depp, both of whom have fielded allegations of abuse and denied them. Oh, wow. You're really digging into Johnny Depp. That can of worms. He already won. He won his case. You can't say, who have fielded allegations and denied them. Like they're still on the hook for it. I don't know about Brad Pitt, but Johnny Depp, I hate the Depp weirdos, especially in our sphere, because it's like, yeah, he's not part of Pedowood. It's like, I don't know. He's been an actor for like 30 years. I think he's part of Pedowood. Whatever.
Yeah.
Turn away,
But
when
we
it
like
suits you.
him though, so
Yeah, I like him, and his case politically suits me, even though he hates Trump and Trumpers. He hopes we all die. For whatever reason, you want to leech onto him for your own politics. It's fucking weird. But I'm stuck here having to defend this guy. I hate this. Fuck you, Lizzo. Fuck you. And fuck you, Vox. Who's this dumb bitch? Lizzo. Let me guess. You're Japanese and you cried about Barbenheimer. Politics report at Vox, which covers Congress and elections. Previously, it was a tech policy.
Wait,
report.
Lizzo had a article person called Lizzo.
I should make a fake lesbian PhD. I should make a Lizzo account. I'm just an Asian lesbian SJW, but I'm not really. I'm actually very red pilled when I tweet. Covered politics for 7 years. The focus on the impact of different social policies, including the American Rescue Plan and the CARES Act. She's written on the rise of progressive power in the House and relationship between Democrats and activists, and the intersection of Asian American identity in politics. That's weird, because why would you be a Democrat? They want to make you white. You're white to them. Should be Republican, Lizzo.
Yeah, get with the
Her
time.
favorite coffee spot on the hill is Cups, and though Dunkin's comes in close second. Have question about what's up in Congress or the latest on the midterms? Just ask Lizzo. Let's see some of her articles. So she did this Lizzo one. Everything to know about the first Republican presidential debate. Fox, Spain's hard right party explained. Well, it's like, I don't know. You're Democrat. I don't think you're going to be objective.
Hard right.
Far right.
Yeah, they said hard right. I'm like a little funky there on the description.
How Republicans turned a must-pass defense bill into an extremist manifesto. Let's see what this is about. Stacked the National Defense Authorization Act with controversial amendments on abortion and LG and lettuce, bacon, tomato rights. Annual defense bill. She's just crying about them like shoehorning in. This is what they do all the time. They always shoehorn unrelated shit. I love that comment. Japanese are still mad about the bomb. Yeah, be proud you survived 2 bombs. Exactly. If you didn't see Curtis, the Japs are crying about Barbenheimer. They're making memes of Osama and 9/11 with Barbie, and it's like, I love this. I want Chris Nolan to make this movie. I would love the true story of Osama bin Laden, and it turns out, actually, not only did the CIA train this guy against the Russians and gave him weapons, but he was still on tabs for 9/11. This was all orchestrated because George Bush, old man, is like the only president to maintain his CIA briefings after his presidency because he had business interests in the Middle East. So that's why I think it was an inside job. It's not that the planes were fake or it was a bomb in the building. It had happened. Planes hit the shit. It was just America government let it happen because people in the government made money from it. Curtis says, I'm a quarter Jap and I don't care. It's one of the few films I'd see if I had time to go to the theaters. Well, you should make 3 hours worth of time and go see Oppenheimer and then make 2 more hours and see Barbie because it's actually more thought-provoking than Oppenheimer. Anything interesting you want to share, Ricky? I'm going to save memes for next week.
Not really. I heard that the Meg 2 is out, and that's probably going to be awful.
Oh, wait. Let me guess. You're going to go see it opening day.
No. It's already out, I think. No, I'm not saying that. No.
Good.
First one was bad. Jason Statham did not even punch the shark. Bullshit. We all know he would.
I don't know. Statham's been a more pragmatic kind of action star in his like action delivery, so I don't think he'd be that dumb.
I don't know. I mean, what? Crank, the Transporter, the Meg. I don't know. Like, you tell me that's pragmatic. I don't know about that. Or he's pragmatic in some of those movies, but he still is like a fighter. So my point is why have the Meg and then somebody against him and they don't fight? With how silly it could be, I guess, because it's already retarded.
I feel like you saw the 2014 Godzilla trailer and thought Heisenberg was going to fight Godzilla.
No, don't know how you got that necessarily.
I'm just going off what you're saying. It's like, oh, what?
No,
you have
you're
doesn't
thinking.
punch the
No,
shark?
my point is the concept of the Meg is already retarded, so might as well make it more retarded and have him.
Okay,
like,
break this down for
do
me.
a
Why is
giant
the
thing.
Meg retarded? Like the premise of it. 'Cause I haven't seen it in a while, so
Well, it's just that, like there's actual people that like are like, yeah, the Meg is like there's actually Megalodon that's still alive. Like, you know, it's just like, well, no, like no, he could be in like the trench. He could be in the Mariana Trench. It's like, no, like
Why not?
That's not where they would be. Like there's a temperature thing. There's the amount of food they
right,
need
but if
to
you're
eat.
that fucking big,
There's the amount of food that they need to eat, and that cannot be sustained down there. and they wouldn't just be in the Mariana Trench.
You know how many whales fall down there
Angus,
decomposing?
this is described by people that like actually know stuff that I've heard things from, and it's like, you know, they wouldn't be down there, and it's like they're like, oh no, maybe they evolved over time. Yeah, into great white fucking sharks, not into the meg, not into it's like a huge megalodon. People want it to be true so much they just believe it, and it's like,
honestly,
okay.
I feel like a meg, or if it's just a great white that's lived so freaking long and been so successful that it is essentially a meg, I wouldn't.
Well, no,
I wouldn't be shocked at all.
It's the kind of thing where there's been like footage of like whale sharks or Greenland sharks and things like that, and people are like, that's evidence of the megalodon. And it's like, no, you just don't know what the fuck you're looking at. It's like they'll just think that see, and this was a photo taken by this. Yeah, that was proven to be a fake one, or it was like from a documentary that they
you
like
know
intentionally did a thing there. So it's
people
like,
don't want you leaving the meg. They're hiding something.
Oh god, yeah. Bigfoot's real too, guys.
Point.
Bigfoot's real too, guys. Yep, whatever. Giant
no,
spaghetti
Bigfoot's
monster.
retarded.
Giant spaghetti monster. Yep, same thing.
Bigfoot is retarded. It's a great
people,
legend.
People also,
it's a cool idea.
People also go, oh, like only 5% of the ocean's been explored. You're wrong. That's not how that works.
Well, if there's any fantastical thing that could be real, I would say the Yeti. Just because, like, how well can you actually, research the Himalayas? It's like,
that
anywhere
that would be tough.
I think of a monkey man could hide that is camouflaged white could hide in the Himalayas, and no one would know about it. And honestly, that might be why some of the people died on Mount Everest.
If anything, some people could think that it was a fucking polar bear or some shit. I don't know.
Well, polar bears don't.
I didn't hear you. You just glitched out.
Yeah, I saw a glitch. Yeah, I said, well, polar bears don't live in the Antarctic or in the Himalayas, you idiot.
Well, I don't know what the fuck. Because I feel like if there's any evidence. Well,
let me get really scientifically exact about a totally another animal that's been well researched, even though it's a desolate location, and refute you about an absurd animal.
Well, because I was saying, like, if it's in like an area that has like polar bears, like it's known to have polar bears or something, then that could, I guess, be possible. But it'd be the kind of thing where I still wouldn't put money on that it's alive, that there's a Yeti, really, because it's like, well, so it would have had to breed and have more families around. It just doesn't seem like
I don't like all this doubt.
For primates, it just doesn't seem like that's.
You're going to need to get educated, rookie, and I would suggest watching a very educational film about this topic. It's called Little Feet.
I've seen Harry and the Hendersons. That's pretty close.
That's a good one. I own
all the evidence that I need.
But no. There's I think LeBron James is in it as like a voice. It's a animated film. It's called like Littlefoot. About Yetis.
No, it's Little Feet. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's actually pretty good. I want to say there was like a really big philosophical. I think it was like I don't know the story in depth, but let's say it's like Plato's Cave, about like someone escapes and they see the real world and they try to come back and tell them about it, and it's like no. The sun? What are you talking about? There's no sun.
Well, right. So that's kind of funny, but like a real example, like the coelacanth fish. Do you know what that is?
The what?
Have you heard of the coelacanth?
How do you spell it?
Oh, fucking hell. Just CELO can't. It should probably come up.
The coelacanth. It's like a fucking toothy armored fish.
It's a fish, yeah.
Yeah, those are freaky. Those are like dinosaur fish, right?
Well, yeah. So what I was gonna say with those is that, like, yeah, those are like from the Devonian era of time, basically. But the reason why they could be around today, and they are around today, they've seen them, is because like where they live and what they need to survive. It's like they pretty much in like underwater caves and stuff. They're like in area, and they don't need a whole bunch of food compared to like a megalodon shark to survive. And nobody really goes down there. So like to that specific type of little area where like it's harder to maneuver around. So
see, this is the problem, Rookie, is that scientists think they know everything. I can't keep it up.
Yeah, I know. Well, and no, you'd be right.
It's like,
You'd be right.
You think just because the megalodon is large that he needs lots of food? You idiots don't realize. You don't realize how large the air pockets of his body were.
Megalodons have actually shrunk to be pocket sized so they can survive. That's why megalodons are still around. They're just.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that. Like, actually, they're not like. They're large, but they're pretty gaseous, actually. There's not a lot of meat on them.
Right. It's just all air and water. It's just all water.
It's air and teeth.
Yeah.
That is a megalodon.
There's a puffer fish that's just,
That'd be actually hilarious. Like, we got it totally wrong and not a shark. They're a puffer fish.
That would be funny. The scientists will say, and they'll grit their teeth, they'll be like, we can't say 100% that there isn't a megalodon type of thing that could survive because there's just always, because science has proven there's always a chance.
You know what?
People will take
I hear this and I'm like, oh, so there's a 1% chance. So I have to take it as an absolute certainty.
That's how Ben Affleck would be. He'd be like, so people will hear that there's 1% chance and they will go, so it is true 100%. Like, it's obviously true then if there's 1%. And it's like, you don't understand that the 1% is the minimum possibility.
This is your John Wick dog. This is your John Wick dog. Now you get it. Now you get it.
It's like,
that emotion you're feeling of like, there's no megalodon, shut up. It's like, yeah, John Wick dog. It's how I feel. Okay. Get over it. It's a fucking dog.
Okay. So anyway, it's like if they're doing the megalodon movie, like I'd rather they be more retarded with it because it's already stupid. Like,
well, I think they're doing some, or maybe I'm mixing up with another movie. I feel like they're opening up like a Pacific Rim type of world with the shit.
No, you're right. No, you're right. I think they're like, oh, there's what else came out of the trench or something. It's like what I saw in the trailer. And I'm like, oh no, there's gonna be other monsters. That's funny. That's what I'm saying.
Megalodon versus Loch Ness Monster.
That's why I'm saying. How bizarre would it be that in the next Meg film, Jason Statham is like in a robot pilot suit and punches the megalodon in the face? Like, they'd do that. People would buy it.
They did that in the new Transformers. They literally this is retarded because
in
the Rise of the Beast, in the Rise of the Beast, they have Pete Davidson's robot. Which honestly, like, I had some like meme response to the Transformers Twitter about like behind the scenes Pete Davidson recording his voice. I'm like, Pete Davidson, I'm definitely not seeing that shit. It's like, no, I saw it. And he was honestly the best part of the movie, his Transformer. I want to see more of him, even though I hate Pete Davidson. But yeah, so he is the direct kind of impetus for our human hero. So human hero is, I guess, he's ex-army, but it looks like maybe he got shit canned out of the army, and he's just bounced around like deadbeat jobs. Maybe has a criminal record. I can't remember, but he's got like he can't get a job, so he goes back to his, of course, black friend to do crime to make money. And
it wasn't to open up a shrimp shop.
And so he's supposed to steal his Porsche. And it turns out it's Pete Davidson's car. He's he's like God, he's got such an obvious name. It's slipping my mind now, but he can like Mirage. That's his name, Mirage. He can like project other cars of himself and other Transformer self. So it's like you're punching here, but actually he's over there because he's Mirage. And already adds a plot hole to all the Transformers movies. Like, wait, why can't they all do this? Why is it just that car? Whatever. But also, when you think he's dying, he like gives parts of himself and to make a suit for our hero. So then our guy is just in a person-sized suit fighting Scourge and taking care of him pretty handily. And then Mirage actually is like, oh, hey, whatever, I'm better. Then I'll join the fight.
Damn.
But yeah, they've done that. They've done that recently, so that'd be hilarious. But no, yeah, no, I do like just the simple evolution, just like buffalo and Ice Age era animals. They just got smaller because
Yeah.
you know, you needed to be big and finite when it was like desolate. You couldn't have herds. And then you get more food, and so everyone gets smaller and can cover more ground and make bigger herds and produce more. Seems pretty evident. But yeah, no, I definitely think there's a chance of like a retardedly giant great white in the ocean somewhere. You know, they found essentially krakens down there. Retarded giant squids. You see the markings on the sperm whales being attacked by them when they kill them. So not out of the realm of possibility. That's where I'm at with it. Like, and yeah, I think the Yeti is probably the best chance of being real out of all these like weird Loch Ness and Sasquatch and stuff. Sasquatch is retarded though. Like besides Alaska and like I guess British Columbia, like we've pretty much been everywhere in America. You would find substantial, like we sneak into Africa and record like 2-year-long ventures of gorilla tribes, you know, venturing through their like habitat.
Yeah. Well, and you know, the whole Peterson, or I think that's what it was. I think it's the Patterson tape, the most famous one where it looks at you and goes, ooh, it looks at you, or whatever.
That's a person. The
locomotion's
a person.
Most people thought that that's the most realistic evidence of Bigfoot, but it's like, no, there's a lot more to that story, and no, it's definitely not. It's a person, yeah. And the guy has even come out and said it and done it, but a lot of people still like, no, I don't believe. It's like when somebody has evidence of things, but it's like it doesn't cover 100% of it, but it's like most of it. People say like, no, I don't want it.
Yeah, exactly. Like what I'm doing with at work.
It's like, okay, but I can understand not fully believing it, but you should at least be like, okay, so it probably isn't true, but I'm still going to hold out some hope. Like that's at least okay. You admit it's unlikely rather than, oh, you know, it could be. Like, you know,
yeah, like there is like the movie Anaconda. There could totally be a freak snake like that in the Amazon because it's like so explored.
Yeah, I feel like the Amazon would be a place to find different types of animals that we haven't seen before, or larger sizes in rarity to like compared to the average ones. Like there wouldn't be like 50 of those fucking things, you know. Probably a couple, maybe they can get that long, get that big.
It'd just be the king anaconda, you know. It'd be like, well, it'd probably be a queen, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. It's weird because like animals are weird with like size.
Well, because it's like sexes. Lobsters, like I think they can just fucking grow. And same with, there's like some animals can just like grow and not stop.
I need to rewatch Anaconda. I loved it when I was a kid.
Some of them die though because of their like shell, but they don't shed it enough or shed it well enough, or it's like more difficult.
So they just crush themselves from inside out.
I think so.
Fuck that.
You know how
I hate bugs, dude. Stop.
You know how like spiders.
Stop. No,
I find it interesting.
No, it is interesting, but it freaks me the fuck out. I hate bugs.
It's good ideas for movies. I'm not talking about. I'm saying it's good ideas. That's all I'm saying. It's good ideas for movies. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, Alien did it. It's, you know, that's like the morphing and stuff. It's all based on like the science of the alien is based on fucking wasps and tarantulas.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, there's just like limits from like it's close to bed. I don't want to think of that shit before I go to bed. You know, if it's early in the morning, I'll be like, oh god, I'll be creeped out. But then I'll go to work and just get in work mode, doing my task. You know.
Yeah, I'm gonna text you
home by myself.
I'm gonna text you spider pictures.
Fuck you. And I'll just text them back with the cat face on it. No, I think I told you this when this is like a joke I have about religion and coincidence. I used to work at the DVD store, and so I'd go to pawn shops and hunt for stuff to flip, like eBay, and flip it back at my store, make money on like rare stuff.
Yeah.
And I happened to find a CBD called, it's like Valley of the Spiders. It's a Shatner movie in the late 70s. He plays a vet, and then there's like this weird invasion of spiders. What's annoying is I know enough about pet tarantulas that like they're red-kneed tarantulas, which is like your starter tarantula. They're very docile.
And my coworker bought 2 tarantulas. He's a tarantula hava.
God, creepy. No, I really hate that I'm scared because like they're really cool.
Yeah.
And also it's like tarantulas, like yeah, you have like the like killer ones down in like Australia, but like tarantulas, like they're just big, but they don't
usually
really
not,
hurt you.
Yeah, they usually don't really fuck with you that much, you know.
They mostly live in their hole, and
they're just
blind.
really creepy to us. And if we see them walk around, like that's huge and fluffy,
they're practically blind. They just live in their hole and they sense shit from their webs.
Yeah, like
out.
I've seen a big old spider in my house once, and it just like went across the floor and tried to go across the corner, and it looked like it was like, can I just hide? Can I just hide? Can I just hide? Fuck. But it's like, nope. My mom's screaming the fuck out, Jurassic spider, kill it. And I'm like, okay, I'll kill it. You know. She has to say Jurassic Spider to me because otherwise I'm not gonna like hurry to get it. If it's a tiny fucking spider, I'm like, I don't care. But if it's a huge one, okay, I get it. She's freaking out.
Well, it's funny because I love jumping spiders, like the little tiny ones that are very fidgety.
Yeah,
I love those. Yeah. They're so cute.
Yep.
Like I love Lucas the spider because he's based on like a little jumping spider. And right. He's cute and adorable. And it's funny too because the whole humor is like he's a spider and he's always getting like caught by people that don't want to kill him. They like put a glass over him or something, and he's like, "Oh, we're playing hide and seek," and he doesn't get it.
It's not. Here's a shoe, squish.
Well, that would be the Snyder cut.
Here's the vacuum.
I would love the Snyder cut of Lucas's spider. As much as I love Lucas's spider, I would also love to see like total carnage of like kill this fucking insect.
If there's a 1% chance he could bite us, kill him. I feel like that'd be great. Have like the most harmless animal in the world. If there's a 1% chance, kill it.
It's a sloth.
it's just like, all right. I was thinking about like a blobfish. Like it's just like this can't harm you. It's nothing.
Or like the Dumbo octopus.
Yeah. It's like it's adorable, cuddly little. The cuddly little.
Just hovering there.
How's it going? Ink. Just made me ink, guys. So cute. Yeah, no, that was funny. I watched this one channel, AVNJ. Sometimes he's like the main guy that I got some of the Megalodon info from. He watches a lot of the stupid videos and goes over them. But he also like he covered Hassan Piker, who's like looking at like is it called glassophobia or thalassophobia, where they're like afraid of the ocean or deep ocean or something. But like he was like looking at he was looking at a video where it shows like the underwater at the bottom things, and he's like, fuck that, he's like freaking out, and it's like showing the little Dumbo octopus and like there's other cute things. It's just like he's just flipping out. It's like there's like one ugly one, but it was like, dude, those will never get you. Those will never get you anyway. Like, but it's funny, he's freaking out. It's like,
wait, wait, here's a funny sequence in the chat. Curtis like, I heard those jumping spiders are vegan, and then he's instantly like, nope, I looked it up, they are mainly carnivores. They're
like the piranha of spiders or something.
Well, it's like I've heard. I've never validated this. Let me look this up. Actually, we will investigate.
Yeah. And what's that ancient one?
Long legs poisonous. The daddy longleg is not harmful to humans, but they can kill redback spiders. Because redback venom can kill humans, people may have believed daddy longlegs could kill us too. It is a myth that the daddy longleg is the most poisonous spider on Earth.
I've never heard they're the most poisonous spider on Earth.
Right. Well, I guess this validates like the
Honey, I Shrunk the
assumption.
Kids definitely made that a point. I remember that from that.
There's only one daddy longlegs, and it is looking right at you now from the corner you forgot to dust. The daddy longlegs spider looks as though it was drawn very quickly on a sheet of paper by the hand of God. The hand of God is the MC Escher drawing it, the hands drawing themselves. And then perhaps after that sheet of paper was photocopied a few billion times, warming up each spider up a bit, spraying off the page and into at least 2 corners in every home in Europe, Africa, North America, Asia, Oceania, and South America. But not in Antarctica because they don't like the cold. Googling the daddy longlegs is a mistake because this creature you never get too close to, and which always looks pleasantly enough like a semicolon on 8 spindly legs, is suddenly magnified. Now it looks like a pitch pipe mated with a lobster. There was a tree at my preschool that in spring would grow big buds covered in soft down. My friends and I picked them and kept one each in a matchbox, believing it would grow into a small animal. We were idiots, seeing this behavior and perhaps wanting to take advantage of our gullibility or to protect us from the harm we might easily come to. Older children told us a secret: the daddy longlegs is the most poisonous spider on earth. As we sat on the wall at lunch, eating Mary biscuits, drinking orange squash.
It sounds like a reason for the Avengers to recruit them. Daddy Longleg Man or something. This poisonous spider on Earth. He can help defend us.
It's like, well, we already have a spider, man. It's like,
no, but he'll be more useful than Hawkeye, so shut up.
We passed it on. Those of us with younger siblings told them too, to see their eyes grow large. Maybe we let the listener sit with this information for a few hours before adding, but it can't kill you because its fangs are too small. So all of the children in the world came to know a single piece of information. Unfortunately, as the story was being passed on around the world, the telephone broke. There are British people and Americans who understand something different by daddy longlegs. I have been reliably informed that some of you think these are harvestmen or crane flies. It is my sad duty to tell you those are mistaken. There is one daddy longlegs, and it is looking at you right now from the corner. Yeah, I'm not going to look it up right now. But what I'm thinking of
spiders molting.
No.
What about a lobster molting?
Nope.
What about a snake shedding its skin?
That's whatever.
What about a turtle getting its barnacles scraped off its shell?
That doesn't sound bad.
I'm trying to list things that don't freak you out. I'm like, what? Where's the limit here? What's the limit? The turtle thing. The turtle thing I thought was actually interesting because I'm like, how the fuck does all that shit grow on there? But like, I don't know. That just happens sometimes. Maybe it's like they don't keep them clean enough.
Well, it's like weird. Honestly, how does a turtle clean itself besides rolling on its back and scraping its back on the sand? I don't know how it would keep itself clean.
Yeah, but like there's so many of them. It's so gross. But it's like, oh, it's cool when they actually scrape them off there because it looks like, oh, you relieve, like, relief, right?
Well, you know, sloths grow like mold or algae or something into their fur.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sloths. Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah. I assume that was part of their protection of themselves in a weird way.
It's probably some. Not necessarily symbiotic, but like mutual parasite, like mutual benefit parasite relationship. Yeah. You know, like all the buffalo and animals in like Africa, they always have like birds on them because like they pick the bugs off of them.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, like that kind of relationship. I don't think it's just symbiotic where it's one-sided, but you never know. But I love learning about shit like that. It's interesting. It's like, this is where people get confused about the harmony of nature. It's like, no. Nature, there's no harmony. It's a bloodbath every day.
Yeah, in different ways, creative ways, all the time.
But, yeah, apparently the daddy longleg is not poisonous. I mean, it probably, if it could bite you, it probably would, like, give you an owie for a while. Might get a little pus in the spot, but
oh yeah, it's cool stuff. Kind of cool. Yeah, you know, it's almost as cool as watching a spider begin to molt. he left the whole studio. Yep, he gone. I'll remove it from the screen so the baby can come back. Oh no. I don't know. I find it interesting as hell. Like it's like with spiders, because it's like they like have to leave their own skin, so it's like all their nerves, all their like different parts of their bodies have to like detach from like their outer skin that's older now, and then they're all fleshy on the inside with it, and it's like it's weird, but it's kind of cool with how that works, because it's like, imagine detaching from your skin.
No.
And your like fleshy nerves and stuff have to like
flutter
about.
We're gonna end this.
Okay.
Well, honestly, because I gotta go to bed soon, but also because I want to watch whatever South Park you mentioned.
Okay, that's fine. I love it. You dipped though. It's just like, all right, nope. I thought you were gonna like do me or the thing.
Voice, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm out of here. Thanks for joining.
Thanks for ruining the beef, Rook.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll see you next week. Thanks for hanging out. Definitely meme your local Twitter Jap into oblivion for crying about Barbenheimer.
Meme your local Jabba the Hutt as well, like for Lizzo.
Yeah. They'll be fine. They'll find some other fatty to cling to as an icon.
I'm trying to think of other fatties. But...
Sam Smith. There you go.
Yep. Other fat women.
Well, he's trans, so.
Melissa McCarthy.
Boom. No, Melissa McCarthy's already had her heyday.
Yeah.
Melissa McCarthy's a weird one for me because it's like, I feel if she just wasn't having her husband director, she could actually probably do some good roles.
Yeah, maybe.
But till next time, we got to go watch South Park.